Hi there, this is Tim Warner, host of the Inform IT Certification Reference Guide and the Inform IT on Certification screencast channel. Today's session is called New Vistas and Microsoft Certification. Our agenda for today is as follows. We're going to observe the evolution of Microsoft certification over the last several years, paying, of course, particular attention to the latest generation of Microsoft certification. We'll visit the Microsoft Learning website, and I'll help you unpack how the new current gen Microsoft certifications work. And what's not on this slide, and how I'll finish this screencast, is I'll offer you my contact information, so if you have any questions, you can go right to the source, so to speak, and contact me directly with those questions. As I see it, the trend in IT certification over the last few years has been a move towards specialization. Instead of IT candidates earning monolithic or just fairly generic credentials, nowadays you become more specialized and earn granular titles. Examples of these would be, say, CompTIA with their A+ certifications, where you can become an A+ IT Tech, or an A+ remote support technician, or the Cisco CCNA titles. You can earn your specialization in wireless, security, or voice. Microsoft has also, and this is another industry trend, moved toward not just computer-based testing as a way of proving your competency with technology, but also using experience as a prerequisite for earning a certification. This is beyond the scope of our discussion today, but Microsoft has two new credentials, one called Microsoft Certified Master and another called Microsoft Certified Architect. A little bit of history. The old school Microsoft certification was called the Microsoft Certified Professional Program. Frankly, it still is. But the way it worked was if you passed one technology exam, say Windows 95 or Windows Server 2003, you would become a Microsoft Certified Professional, or MCP. Along a single track, if you passed multiple related exams along that track, you'd earn a top-tier credential. For systems engineers, there's the Systems Administrator, or MCSA, the Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer. For programmers, there's the MCAD and the MCSD, and for database administrators, the MCDBA. Those are still around, but they're gradually being deprecated one by one. Current generation titles are as follows. At the associate level, we have the Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist, or MCTS. This represents the new baseline competency in a single Microsoft technology. And this is the same title used for all disciplines, whether you're an IT pro, a developer, or a database person. And then I've shown you what the logo looks like. The idea here is you can granularly define your skill set. So you have your logo over here, and you'd use this on your business card or your resume. And then over on the right, you just list kind of a la carte your Microsoft technologies that you've earned your MCTS for. Whereas the MCTS is the replacement for the old school MCP, which when you think about it, the MCP was a good example of a monolithic credential. If you just said on your resume, I'm Tim Warner, MCP, the hiring manager would have no earthly idea what you were an MCP in. Nowadays, you could say, I'm Tim Warner and I'm an MCTS in Windows Vista deployment, SharePoint server administration, and so forth. At the next level, you have the professional level, and for IT pros, that title is called the Microsoft Certified IT Professional, or MCITP. Typical job roles would be systems engineers, database administrators, Exchange implementers, and so forth. For developers, the title is called Microsoft Certified Professional Developer, or MCPD, and they have different MCPDs for different versions of the .NET framework. Microsoft really kind of goes nuts with this. They don't seem all that sure on how they want to approach MCPDs. For instance, for the .NET 3 MCPD, you can become a PD web developer, Windows developer, or enterprise applications developer. For .NET Framework 3.5, I think there's even more to choose from. It's kind of a mixed bag, so to speak. At this point, why don't we hit up the World Wide Web and I'll show you what's going on at the Microsoft Learning site. By far the best place for you to go to learn about Microsoft credentials and Microsoft active certification programs is the Microsoft Learning website. The URL is easy. It's microsoft.com/learning. And every once in a while they rev their user interface. The one as of this recording on November 10th, 2008 is pretty easy to understand. Here's how I'd recommend you hit the site. On the home page, hit Certification. Just hover your mouse over it. And what I find is really easy is Browse by Subject or Browse by Name. If you click Browse by Name, this gives you a list of all of the certifications by the title. In other words, if you just want to see a list of all the TSs, all the ITPs, all the PDs, and so forth, you can just go about it that way. Let's step back one. The other is you can hover over Certifications, come down to Browse by Subject, and that allows you to drill in by technology. So if, for instance, you're like, okay, I don't know about TS or ITP, I just want to see, for instance, what does Microsoft have with regard to offerings for SQL Server 2008? You see what I'm saying? So that's a good tip for you right there. To hit the Microsoft Learning website, hover over Certifications, Browse by Subject, Browse by Name. Now, if you already have that, if you already know what your certification is and know what your technology is, there's this Find an Exam link. That's also very helpful as well. This is just takes you actually off-site to another domain where you can just run a search for a particular exam, course, and so forth. Another salient question is how can we at Pearson help you in your exam study preparation for these current generation Microsoft certifications? The short answer is we are absolutely at your disposal to help. We have a book series called Exam Cram. I'm sure you've heard of it. We have books in the pipeline, one just published called MCTS 7642. We also have Cert Prep Online and Cert Flashcards Online. And we have lots of MCTS titles, not just for the Vista and Server 08, but for pretty much all of the major MCTS and MCITP stuff, like SQL Server and so forth. SharePoint, all the big players are all in the pipeline. I have recorded some screencasts here at the On Certification site on both Cert Prep Online and Cert Flashcards Online, so be sure to check those out. My contact information is as follows. InformIT/OnCertification is the home page for these on-certification screencasts. I write a blog over at the Inform IT Certification Reference Guide. There's plenty of helpful articles there. There's also some multimedia pieces as well as a glossary of useful IT certification terms. My email address is timothy.warner@pearson.com. Please don't be shy about sending me email. I will read your email and respond. Thanks very much for watching. Take good care.